Hello and welcome back. You guys are going to want to be my best friend after I teach you how to do this one thing for TikTok Shop, and it applies to ads as it does with your Seller Central as well. It's going to help you gain some initial traffic and sales. It's going to really walk you through how to set up your campaigns as a seller on TikTok. Once you've already done your registry and synced your Shopify to your TikTok Shop or uploaded your catalog, got that managed. If you need help doing that, I can definitely help you guys set that up in a future video, or we have a service that does it. But today I'm going to teach you how to set up your TikTok ads and how to do a basic campaign to initially get you some sales. We're gonna just hop here to my other screen where I have some initial shop data and TikTok ads data. Initially, you're going to want to go to the ads dashboard. In your ads dashboard, you're going to want to go at the top under shop ads, and then it has GMV max ads, and then you have your custom shop ads. GMV max is going to be like your AI smart ads or your PMax ads or your Facebook Advantage Plus campaigns, if you're familiar with that. Incorporates a lot of AI, brings together the algorithms, data, in understanding what your lookalike or what your audience would be like, and puts together campaigns for you, brings you your audience. I would say to initially start, I would like to teach you guys how to do just custom shop ads so that you guys can get a hang of how to set up your own ads before you get into the GMV max, because honestly, your budget can go really quick. You have the typical campaign structure when you're setting up your ad, so let's just get right into it. So you have your initial daily budget. You can also do a lifetime budget. To be honest, I like to do lifetime budget because I've seen some success specifically with TikTok doing lifetime budgets, just so that you can have parameters for a longer period of time rather than having like a daily budget. You really have a lifetime, so an end-to-end goal that allows you to see what your metrics were. And so that's why I like to do a lifetime budget. When you're doing promotions, I would say that catalog is a great way to do some tests, and then to actually set up and do your TikTok shop promotions for specific videos in your entire catalog. But when you're doing ads for videos and ads for your initial product, you're going to want to gain more initial traffic, and you're going to want to do that through advertising a specific video. And so that's why I'm going to initially have you guys choose TikTok shop as the first ad you set up and test, and a lifetime budget of around $100, and that can run for around 3 days just to see its efficacy. And so initially you're going to see this thing that says ad group name. This is just a typical ad group, but you can group it as anything that you would want. So I would say if you have multiple SKUs, I would do SKU count or XSKU collection, and then with that you have this available audience dashboard, which I like to more go towards narrow, but land somewhere in this middle area here. So it's broad enough to be right in the middle between narrow and super broad. So that lands somewhere around like 20 to 50 million people in an audience, but we want to produce $1 million from this revenue. Initially, you have your shop ads type, and I like to do video shopping ads just because usually with good UGC videos, just like a few of these here, if you have some good creators, you'd be able to get some initial traction just by doing some UGC ads. So this is just one of the brands that we're working with, and actually we're going to end up setting up campaigns for them to convert ads like this. But I would say starting with video shopping ads is just going to be much more engaging because it's familiar with TikTok and is organic to the TikTok structure. Meaning people post TikTok videos, they're going to naturally gravitate more towards seeing TikTok videos on their feed and making a purchase there. Let's say we want to gather more of our true audience and make purchases with that $100 budget. So I'm pulling together, let's just say like this is for like a seasonal winter campaign for, let's just say like a heated clothing brand. I'm just gonna add states like that are in season right now or entering a cold season. And so what that's gonna do is like generate my initial audience pool. And then with that, I'd be able to then narrow that down based on my initial targets. And let's just say like we do Canada as well, just because. The next thing you're going to want to do once you've pretty much done all your audience segment is you're going to want to do your initial demographics, so your age. And so the age range and the gender, I usually like to do all, but depending on what your brand is, obviously like your beauty brand, female, if you're MMA and mixed martial arts, just by demographic, you're going to want to do a male audience. And so you have to make that selection on your own. But you have to know that when you do certain selections, your audience size becomes smaller. As you see here, as I click down that line, you can kind of see where my audience is kind of skewing towards. And so what I like to do is just keep it broad initially on the test and then build it out over time. And so when you get to, you know what, it's still clear. For location, let's just go fairly broad, and then I'm going to, because I don't know what the initial product is, and this is a test, let's just do a fairly broad audience. And let's just say this is like a supplements company doing mostly male stuff. And then let's just go food and beverage, life services, sports and outdoors. Now we could even go household product. This is the coolest thing. Once you have a balanced audience, right? So this is my initial goal. One, location. Usually if you're like in the US market, just go for the US. But if you're trying to do specific states, obviously your audience is going to be more narrow, but you're going to hit most of your desired customers. Outside of that, I like to keep the age range wide, just because you don't know the gaps in between until you've done a test. After that, like I said, the best way to gauge a balanced audience is to segment for your ICP. So if you got like a more male focused audience than a female focused audience, or vice versa, then you can segment that. And so initially I like to do one male campaign, one female campaign, and then all languages, of course. But to even make it more segmented, we can just do English as the main segment for languages, just to cut through all those weeds. And generally food, beverage, life services, sports, outdoors, household products, as well as like these other interests in the general section that it give you like a quick broad audience gather. And so you can scoop a lot of broad audience from these initial interests. And so I'm just saying, like, if we're doing, for example, a supplement brand or something like that, then it would be more towards this broad interest. And then it might be even like personal care. But let's just say we're doing that. Our audience is still balanced, and so that means it's going to get to the right people. And then video interactions, you can actually segment based off of these sections as well. And so it's going to be interests in nature, society, entertainment, etc. So it's similar to your interest, but video interactions is users that are going towards videos that are either in entertainment or whatever this specific segment highlighted here is focused on. You can also do your own searches in the search bar, but for this case, I'm just showing you guys what the available options are. Another way that you can actually do segmentation is creator interaction. So people who like creators that are doing daily life videos, fitness and health. So for supplements, it's going to be great. But you can also segment, which is the best thing that I like, hashtags. So you can do like health hashtags. You can do any type of hashtag. So let's just say it's health. You can actually type that hashtag in. You can also segment based on the hashtag. And so it'll show you like all of these additional interests, creator interactions, interests, video interactions. And so this is what you're going to really want to target when it comes to your performance marketing ads, is all of these additional interests and then the creator interactions, so that you can gain more exact targeting, I would say. But for this case, I think this is a good enough or broad enough target that this audience is balanced so that I can get a good idea of what my campaign is going to look like. Like I said, I like to do a lifetime budget, but in this case, it's telling me that we only have options for the budget and schedule. And sometimes like TikTok's like that. And so I've set this up for a $15 budget. And then my start and end time is going to be about 3 days long. So that'll just give me a good amount of time to run the advertisement, just for me to know whether that's a converting ad or not. We could even do $25 per day, because our initial budget would have been around $100 It's like $75. You can also do a specific time that you run the ad. I like to do just an all day running the ad. However, getting more technical into it, performance marketers usually do select specific time. But if we don't have any campaigns to run by, then doing a test campaign to figure that out and the time, especially with a broader audience, you can do an all day target. Your optimization goal is going to be for purchases, because you can do clicks, you can do initiate checkouts, you can do gross revenue. But the best thing that I've ever seen convert is the goal of having purchases, because it's clear. You can set that as a main KPI, and that KPI is going to reflect how your performance does on TikTok. And then you can also do a target CPA, just like usual performance marketing campaigns like Google or Facebook. But I would say like a good cost per acquisition is around $2 just on average. Oh, looks like it's a minimum 15 bid. And so, yeah, sometimes, like I said, like TikTok will do that. I don't like to set target CPAs, but let me just leave that out for now. In the test, we're going to gather all the data. And so after you've done most of that initial setup, you've got like an available broad target, you've got most of your campaign and your audience and your interest set up, and you have the hashtag, and you have your group, campaign, and collection done, you're going to go to the ad name. And so the ad name, this specific ad is the ad that's going to be running that has your, or carries your media asset. So it's going to be your video. And that video can be, like I said, the UGC creation, it can be a slide, it can be any type of video, but I would especially just like to highlight that the best videos are going to be either UGC organic, or they're going to be scripted videos that are quick to the point in AIDA copywriting format. And so I'm just going to do test video UGC1 as the ad name, and you can do the ad name the same as your actual asset that you're working with. And when it comes to add products, you just add the specific product that you're promoting, and then you can tag that video as well. And so what I like to do is, well, it's either I'll upload a video, or I'll just use an existing TikTok post. I'll select that post, and then I'll set that up under publishing. And so here's the thing. The biggest part about video ad testing is two main things. You're going to want to do a broad catch-all audience from the get-go. You're going to want to have an at least $100 budget. And like I said, like around that $100 mark is where you'll find the most success within 3 days. And then you're going to want to segment one specific product and then one video that speaks to that exact same product. Don't do a broad audience. Just speak to that one specific product. If it's supplements, go for the most common male skew, general broad target product that you can feed them to, just so that you can understand what the conversion traffic is going to be like. After that, I would say publish all, and make sure when you're doing video campaigns that the TikTok post or the video that you're doing or that you're uploading is directly related to the video or the product that you're actually promoting. And as long as that's succinct, or that's coherent, you should be able to gain a lot of traffic, or at least understand your initial traffic point and what your conversion rate's going to look like. I can't say for sure what your initial traffic's going to look like from the get-go, but I can say that you're going to want to at least keep to the goal of a 2-to-1 return on ad spend. So anytime that you have a return on ad spend of a 2x, I would say that ad is scalable. For whatever reason, then I would say you should create a new test campaign, test a new product, a new video, and maybe even go more broad for the initial understanding of the data. Sometimes your product probably doesn't look like, sometimes your product is not getting the purchases you want, and that may be because it's either too specific of a product, or you're not appealing to a large enough audience. And the third reason, which actually could be the most important, is your video content. And so it's either you go for the user generated content that's very clean and cut and organic and people can believe in it because a real person's talking about it, or you go for the quick, snappy, edited video that's more trendy and more clear towards the problem and then the solution. And so that's kind of going to be where I would initially start and how I would set up a campaign. You adjust every 3 days. And if you're not seeing a 2x return on ad spend within a week, I would say kill that campaign and then start a new campaign and do a different approach, either the video, the targeting, or a different product entirely. And so that's how you set up a campaign on TikTok ads through your TikTok shop. I hope that helped. If you guys want more specific data on how to actually set things up, I have a $97 guide that teaches you everything from setting up your ads to actually doing a chart on what's most profitable and how to actually take this on the performance marketing side so that you can produce more revenue and so that you can gain more sales for your collections over this Q4 season. And so good luck to you guys. I hope that you guys have a strong team behind your TikTok shop. If you need somebody who's an expert in TikTok shop and has been working with it for a long time, then our team is definitely the best team to look into. And we have a lot of people that are focused towards it. Not a lot of people are focused on TikTok shop only. And we've been in the social media space for the past 7 years, and now getting to TikTok shop this year has been the best outcome for a lot of brands and the best choice that I've ever made. So yeah, let me know if you guys need any help, and I hope that video was helpful. See you on the next one. Peace.